episode 58 of The Weekender. I'm Brandon Roberts, along with Chris Bishop and Mini Me.
Special guest.
He's not mini me, he's mini you.
Yeah, Mini. Well, he's actually more giant me, but
I'd be a maxi you. Is that what you're saying?
This is my son Tyson Roberts. If you haven't met him yet, so he's an agent here at Signature as well, and been doing.
What other brokerages did you interview?
All of them.
We had that discussion. So, what's going on?
It's been another pretty cool week. Everyone's going into planning mode. So, president-elect of our local board, and you guys just got done with what, your strat plan?
Yeah, so, I thought I'm going to be president in 2022 and president-elect next year. I didn't know it was going to start already, but it has.
Yeah.
So,
what most people don't know is like your entire year when you're president's already been planned out, your budget's already been approved, and so all you're there is to kind of, put it on coast and make it happen.
yeah, my installation's already scheduled.
Yeah, how was it?
It's
So
good.
the other thing that happens then, and I think this is important, is a lot of the budgeting meetings happen this month. So for the state association, for the local association, so all the dues money and things that they're going to do with it and where it's going to go, that's being planned out right now. So if you have some changes you want to see happen, now's the time to tell your officials.
Come January, it's too late.
So I got to ask you, because I've been through the planning many times, and every year we'd gone, we had our our typical budget, and then the things that changed throughout the year, and then we were better than budget or worse than budget, but now we had no travel, no events, no planning. So how is it different when you have nothing that's been spent?
So I wasn't on the budget. I was just on the strat plan for the strategic plan.
Yeah. So you haven't seen that part yet?
No.
That would be interesting.
That's good. But it was your first strategic plan meeting. You're going to be vice chair of YPN next year.
Whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
that was exciting.
It was a good time. It was a long meeting, but it was good.
It started quick. I just got the email and you told me I was going to be the vice chair, and I said, all right. And then about a week later, I'm already in meetings. So started quicker than I expected.
We're going to get you involved one way or another.
Yeah.
By force.
I think the cool thing is that YPN is probably one of our most creative groups as far as the events that they have and stuff they have going on. So you excited?
Mm-hmm. No, it's awesome. I've been to the YPN event. The first one I went to was like the trivia night, and everybody.
How'd you do?
It was cool. Not very good.
Just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how you score in there, you can still make it.
Mike was on his team.
that was
applause for a cause. You know how they do.
Yep.
So one of the things that we wanted to talk with you about on the show is that, now you can do open houses. And you have been waiting for that day. I mean, like on pins and needles. And you've held some open houses. How were they?
They were good. I had some good, some bad kind of learning curves getting back into it. But yeah, I felt like I was finally getting in the groove. Open house was my main source of business. I started closing deals, and I'm like, I got this figured out. And then COVID.
Yeah.
And then, everybody's just, like you said, on pins and needles waiting for it to come back.
Was it worth the wait?
Every day you come in and wax
It's open house.
signs. Wax on, wax off. One day.
But yeah, it's like, me and Tane ordered the signs, and then COVID hits and the signs come in. So we just had 20 signs, and we were like, once it comes back, we're going to hit it strong. We did first week, three or four in a row. And then the next week, 5 in a row.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that you guys, I remember when I first started and was holding open houses, I would sit like right at the front door inside the house with my table and the whole thing. You guys are sitting either in the front yard or in the garage, which is really kind of cool because they're not getting in the house without passing you first. And if a car comes driving down the street, they see you sitting there, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how has that reaction been? I mean, what's the consumer like?
It's funny because so I got the idea from, and it's not like an original idea, but the Parade of Homes is something in southern Utah, and they're all set up in the garage, all the vendors and stuff, and you have to go through them.
That's awesome.
To get through. So I'm like, what better way? And then, I mean, most agents know too, you're sitting in the open house. How many times do you peek out and you see people walking their dogs, driving past?
You're heckling them from the garage. That's great.
Just wave and they have to come in.
But it's funny because I'll see cars, and Tony could attest to this too. We'll see cars slow down, and then they see us in the garage, and then they'll speed back up. But we get to have conversation with the neighbors and people that don't want to come in to see, but we just get connection with more of the neighbors, and they see us out there and sweating and working.
Well, you think of it. We were talking about health and safety, and the fact that most agents do it at the front door, and they're beyond the front door, so that person's already in, and now you're having to deal with what happens if you're set up in the garage. You literally have one point of entry that you're in front of, That's actually a really cool safety plan for the person holding the open house.
Yeah, and I highly recommend anybody to do that if they're not already, because I mean we've had to turn people away because they're not
They won't sign
willing
in.
to sign in. They don't want to. We told them you can't touch anything. We'll open everything. They're just totally against it, and we have to turn them away. It's a lot harder to turn them away when they're in the house.
Yeah.
So you get people that you have to turn away, but you get people that just walk off, like that are mad.
So, everybody comes up with the mask so good. We had masks available, all the PPE, following all the guidelines and everything. But yeah, we had, they're coming in and they start making a fuss about the information. And I'm like, okay. And then I just start running through the guidelines, just like, hey, because we were rotating because not both agents could be. So I was like, Tane's going to take you through the house. He's going to have to open up everything to you. What? You're serious? Storms off. Forget it. Take my name out of the system. I said, okay, sir, have a good day. And then he's like, you're going to run out of business. And I was just like,
Everyone's doing the same. Yeah, everyone's doing the same thing.
But most people are understanding and receptive. But there's a lot of people that are, and that's fine. They just won't see the house.
And that was the governor.
But he'll be back. But I think the interesting parts, like you said, is the fact that now people do have to sign in, not for the sake of us getting their information, but for data tracing and for not data tracing, where they trace for the virus. Contact tracing. Thank you for being here. But the whole point is that you're getting that information to protect the consumer, and you're having someone walk them through the house. So that's cool that there's two of you there doing that, wiping down doorknobs and all that kind of stuff.
And the really cool thing about it too is I recommend like a 2-party system, because what we have is you have people coming at the same time, and I'm showing people through a house. The other agent I'm there with gets to start building rapport, with and getting friendly and all that stuff before they even take them through and take them. Versus when you're trying to show them the house, get to know them and their wants and needs, you kind of already address that.
It's like being at Disneyland.
No kidding.
You're next on the ride.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a small world than Underground. So before we go to our special part of the segment, just like one of those daytime cooking shows, we're with your open houses. I've noticed that you were like the sign guy. I mean, you have signs everywhere, all over the place. Does that help with traffic?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a pain, but we combined our signs together. I mean, the first open house we did, we were out there on Boulder Highway with about 6 signs going
right in the road,
right in the road, and it was funny because we had people laughing at us, but we'd like wave and hold up the signs like we were panhandling, getting people to kind of come towards the open house. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest driver to the open house is more. I mean, we put out about 20.
So I had an agent, I got to tell the story because it's funny. I had an agent that worked for me years ago, and he was holding open houses. And I said, signage is the most important thing, getting your signs out there. And the best populated areas are, traffic areas. And so I get this phone call from the highway patrol. He had put a sign on the freeway. I mean, on the freeway to the off ramp saying open house down here. And creative,
Commitment.
He's in the top 250 today.
Don't do that. I didn't say that. So, Brandon, we have a special presentation.
That's what we'll call it.
So for those of you that don't know, our Las Vegas Border Realtors put together some open house packets that you can purchase with them that actually have PPE materials in them. So we actually have one of these packages, and we thought, what better event than to open it live and show you guys what's in it. So tell us all about it.
We've known, they've given us an idea what's in there, but this is our first actual look.
So it comes in a nice bag. Let's see the bag.
Las Vegas Realtor bag.
Yep.
Reusable.
Yep.
Probably not.
Reusable.
Probably not.
If you're the same person
Not
using
saying.
it.
Looks like there's 3 masks, one for each of us.
Yep, there you go.
I'm gonna put that on.
Yep. Oh, you just touched my mask. I can't wear it now.
And you said these are for purchase?
You can buy these packages, for each open house that you hold.
How much are the?
I think they're around $5 somewhere in there that she said. I don't know the final price
They're
yet.
probably out though. I think they'll get more.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have them in the
Because
store. They said.
I hear they're going crazy. And then you got this hand sanitizer with glitter in it.
Ooh.
It's pretty neat.
Oh, it's branded too. It has Las Vegas Realtors on it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Thank
from
you,
there.
Tom. We appreciate that.
Trust that.
That'll go for years to come.
I don't know what's in here.
Oh, I bet those are shoe booties. You put them on your shoes so that you don't get your shoe juice on the house.
Shoe juice. Oh, it looks like an hairnet.
Yeah. And there's probably hopefully more than one. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 pairs.
2 pairs of
Yeah.
booties.
This is probably for the agent, so the agent doesn't track stuff all through the house, right? Maybe.
So,
That's cool.
and then you get a beer bottle opener.
No, you know what that is?
Oh, that's the key.
It's the key to the house.
No, that's the key, like the best part.
So you don't touch anything. You can open doors and stuff with it.
Oh, how do you turn a doorknob?
Here, let me show you. So you take this thing out of here, and it's in a nice little packet. It's got Las Vegas
And it's
Realtors on it.
branded.
So you know how when you go to the grocery store and you're using your debit card and they ask you to punch like the plastic they put over the buttons so that
Can that hold my debit card too?
no, you put your finger in here and you punch the buttons with it, right? And then this little latch that's here. So if you're on a door, like a door handle, you pull down on the handle with this so that your hand doesn't touch it.
So, but if it's a knob, you're messed up.
Well, if it's a knob, you got to do it a couple of times to
Your
get it
elbow.
going. But it's cool because
That
you
is
can
pretty cool.
you can open a drawer with this. You could pull on it with it. Yeah, save that for later.
So it's not a bottle opener?
Clean that.
Clean that.
So for $5, that's a pretty cool little kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, I'm excited.
So you know, the only other thing I thought we should mention is that you know, the market's still extremely hot. Market numbers that came out for September from Las Vegas Realtors said that 69% of homes sell in 30 days or under. We're in a 1.5 month supply of inventory on single family homes. That's pretty amazing. 1.8 month supply in condos.
Wow.
So market can't get any hotter. And the only thing we didn't talk about was the presidential town halls the other day. Did you see those?
Yes, I did.
Wow. You know, it's pretty funny when you see two candidates going against each other and arguing. It's pretty weird to see them arguing against a you know, commentator.
Themselves.
Yeah. But anyway, it's the election is coming up. That's probably the biggest thing to happen in the next 18 days.
Yeah, make sure you vote. And I'm not even talking about the national side of it, but the local stuff. You should have got a voter guide from
Nevada Realtors.
Nevada Realtors.
Yep, it's out.
Realtor-friendly candidates.
And so the one thing your broker would know is that your broker doesn't get to see where you vote, but we do have the ability to find out which offices have the best voter turnout. So definitely would want to make sure that, you know, in your company that you're making sure that you do get registered, you do go out and place your vote for whoever it is you vote for, and show that the Realtor Party matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For real.
For real, for real. So if you haven't taken advantage yet, get your open house kits. And like Tyson said, he's got some great ideas for setting up in the garage and keeping it safe.
So the building's not open down there yet. So if you do want those, I believe you have to call down and set an appointment to go pick them up. So
I want some more of the glitter hand sanitizer.
makes you feel like you're at the strip club. We still got so much glitter in the office for Bras for a Cause. It's ridiculous. So
Wow.
Well,
Another
what do
great
you
week.
think? First episode? No, that's not your first episode.
That's actually my second. Did a whole one with
Without us.
Beta. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the best one we've had to date.
Millennial Edition. You have to go way back in the archives to find that
It's a good one though. Go watch it.
It's a good one. Anything else, Chris?
No, I think we're good.
This is his last show, so nice meeting you. All right, well, take care, guys. We'll see you next week.
I feel the change coming, it's closer every day. I feel the waters rising.